Go ahead and start recording. We are at September 4th. I love September. It's an exciting month. Obviously, we have Lift 4 still in sale until the rest of the month. And what else? Obviously, the pumpkin spice, which I've not said anything about to my social media yet. I'm just kind of like waiting. But you guys, it's going to sell out like that day. You know that, right? So it's kind of nerve-wracking because I want to play it up and I want everybody to be able to purchase it, and then it's going to be like, oh, sorry. So I'm going to take like a waiting list and tell people that as soon as it's ready that they have to purchase it like that minute, because literally it's going to be gone in like 5 seconds, which wish I would have made more because hello. Well, it's like half the population hates it. And half the population loves pumpkin spice. So it's like, okay, whatever. But anyway, I digress. Few announcements before we go into the meat of the call. You guys have seen a little bit of the post in our team page about the new revamped sneak peek. Y'all, this is a long time coming. We've been doing the same one over and over again for X amount, however long. So it's time to redo it. It's time to revamp it. And the one part of it is the new team video. And I want you guys to be in it. If you have not made a video, I haven't made one yet. And I know I was like, you need to make one. 30 seconds of who you are, why you're a coach, and what it's done for your life. That's it. Obviously, it was Jillian's awesome idea, and Christian is going to make the video. I know he posted in the thread of how he wants it done so that it's easier for him to put it into one beautiful package for the bow. I'm really excited about it. Again, we had our transformation video. We have our team video with, us being different places, but we haven't had a little bit of our snippets of stories. So we need that. We need us speaking in sneak peek. And even if you don't have anybody in sneak peek, you need to be in the video. Like if you're in this team, you need to be in the video, right? So make that a point. I know I've said tonight's a deadline. We have a handful of people who've done it. We need more people. Okay, so we're going to extend it for a couple more days. So also along that line, the new sneak peek is going to be more of a actual live, like Zoom call. So there's going to be a presentation, sort of like the presentation we have in the online office with slides. So we're going to have slides of showing our products, our programs, it's going to be more compact versus just all over the place in an event. It's going to be one compact event or one compact Zoom, right? And it's going to be a little bit more social, and it's going to have more of a theme of live happy hour. Like come, bring a drink, bring whatever it is, hang out with us for an hour versus just hoping people show up to this event. It's going to be more interactive, if that makes sense. So we're testing that out. If you guys have any ideas to add to it, let me know. Also want to start a twice a month push to Emerald call. I know I had said something about that in our team page. If we have coaches on our team who want to grow a business, we need to get them to Emerald, right? And Emerald should not be hard for anyone who really wants to build a business. And in these calls, it's going to be upfront and the reason behind getting to Emerald, the benefits of getting to Emerald, and how to do it within like 24 or 48 hours. So maybe no one gets on the call. Maybe we have a few people get on the call, but it's something that we need for our team if we want to grow. With the video I'm going to show in a few minutes, she says, if you want things to change, you have to do things differently than you're already doing them. And that's kind of what I want us to do with our team is kind of revamp and kind of change things up, switch them up a little bit, keep it basic still, but change things up a little bit, right? So I don't know how we want to do it, if we want to do it before our team call, like every other week, or if we want to do it separate. We'll have to vote on that or do a poll. But I think it would be great for our new coaches who do want to run out of the gate to get to Emerald, and also anyone who's been around for a while who just has struggled to get there, and then just helping them do that. organically, if everyone is Emerald, then our team just grows crazy, right? So lastly, before I start this video, how do you guys like recognition? Do you like to be recognized? Yes, okay. So do you like to be publicly recognized? Like, I know that when I first started, I was scared to death to be recognized. I'm like, don't even tell me that. Don't even show my social media that I'm Emerald or whatever. But things have changed now. I'm like, give me some recognition, right? Give me all the bells and whistles, right? So I thought about maybe doing a little bit more recognition publicly versus also still on our team page, but also more publicly so people see you guys and see what you're doing and see. I mean, when you're on social media and people see that you're growing your business and you're rocking it, then people are attracted to that, right? So let's see, Diana says, yes, exactly. So that's what I want to start doing a little bit more of. Maybe even outside of Success Club. I thought, let me see if I can share a screenshot. I have a friend who's in Rodan and Fields, and I should have had just a screenshot of her. But she just did. Let's see. Sorry. Holly. Of course, I'm having is it Y? Yeah. So I saw this and I was like, oh, this is kind of what we need more of. Maybe like a monthly recognition of the top. This is the top 12 in her Rodan and Fields team. So it'd be something to work towards and something to maybe, I don't know. I think that's a beautiful presentation of showing how her team's rocking and showing the individuals. And I think we need more of that. So we'll come up with maybe a monthly volume, top producers, right? So on top of Success Club, we'll do that, and obviously rank advancements and stuff like that. But let's also recognize the other stuff too, and more public, in the public eye. So I just thought I would share that and see what you guys thought. Again, I didn't know if you liked recognition or if you were scared of it, if you don't want it. So it's good to see heads nodding, say yes, I do want to be recognized publicly. Okay, cool. All right. So I know a few of you were excited to see Emily's face, and I'll try to make it known. She's not actually on the call. She's done a call, which I could probably listen to 100 times and get 100 extra nuggets. So I thought, let's watch it together. It goes along the line of what I just said a few minutes ago about the Emerald call. Emerald pushed every other week or so for our team so that we have additional training on top of just like week-long, 2 weeks. This is a 45-minute or 30-minute training every other week for coaches to get your business going, right? So anyway, that being said, we'll go ahead and start. Her video is a little over 35 minutes, I think. Oh man, I had it pulled up on YouTube. Sorry, guys. Where? Now I can't find y'all know how I am with my technology. I had it pulled up. Try this again. Here we go.
Upstairs in the draining right. It was filled like all the way up to here when I was just trying to shower. We'll either go on mine or yours.
Hi guys.
Okay, I think somebody's unmuted. So if you want to mute your line just so that your conversation's not being heard. I don't know who it is. There you go. Thank you. All right, here we go.
Happy Wednesday. I'm a couple minutes early, I think, but I'd rather be early than late. I am so excited to talk to you guys today. I feel like I have quite a few tips, which I think is kind of funny because when I got asked to do this, I'm like, I don't have anything special to say. And they quickly were like, what about this, this, and this? So if you're watching this, say hello. Tell me what you're up to today. I am going to just share some of my top tips. If you saw the caption of this video, you'll see that I said, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. And so today I'm going to talk a lot about like mindset and confidence, and not just that, I'm going to give you some actual like tangible things to work with. But I also just want to let you know, like, anything is possible, and I'm proof of it. I was a diamond coach, for those of you guys that don't know. Well, I've been a coach for, I don't know, it's like 4 years, almost 5, I think. I lose track all the time. And I was a coach I've been a coach for that long. And then in March of this year, I was a diamond coach. So nothing wrong with that, but I was kind of just stagnant. I wasn't really going anywhere. And now, well, as of June, so March I was diamond. As of June, we hit superstar, which is 15 diamonds. And now I have over 20 personally sponsored diamonds. And I know when people watch this or they hear my story, they're like, how? Like, or there's like 2 responses, I think. I think there's like, how, and okay, good for you. Because I'm going to be honest, I used to, watch top coaches at Summit or in trainings, and they'd be like, I'm in the Million Club, and I'm like, okay, good for you. Like, not in a negative way, but like, that will never be me kind of thing. That's just kind of where my mindset was, and that was so wrong, right? So I'm going to kind of tell you like what changed for me, and hopefully it helps you. Like I said, I feel like I'm such a normal person. I always say like I'm nothing special. Okay. I started this business with 0 followers, didn't even have Instagram until about 1.5 years ago. I have 200 Facebook friends. And so we all start at the bottom, but it's the people that show up and are consistent and don't give up that make it far. So that's not what I planned on starting this with, but it works. So anyways, my name is Emily Fauver. Like I said, I've been a coach for almost 5 years. I originally signed up to be a coach for the discount because I wanted Shakeology. And my husband is in the Air Force. He's a pilot. And so we were moving to our first base, and I needed something to keep myself busy. So I was kind of like forced into coaching because we lived in a really small town. If you were at Summit, you heard my story, but we lived in a really small town with nothing but a Walmart. And I had a degree, and I obviously still have a degree, but I couldn't use it there. So I was like, well, I'll try coaching. And I'm so glad that I did, because now it's changed my whole life. And so I do it full time now, and, just have reached so many goals this year. And now my team is currently the number 2 team in the network. So it's pretty exciting, just to see what can even happen in a year, to kind of show you guys. I think my team this time last year was like 350 or something, and the year before it was like in the thousands. And so don't ever think that, when you're looking at me, that it can't be you, because it can. All right. So if you're watching this, like this, show me some love. I love to see who's on here, just to see your guys' faces. If you have questions as I go, please ask. But I'm going to kind of walk you through how my year started, because it was quickly going to start like every other year. Like I said, I've been a coach for almost 5 years and sat at Diamond for almost 5 years, right? And so I had this moment in January where I sat down at my desk, and I am a pen and paper person. So I started writing out everything that I've done for the last, at that time it was 4 years. For the last 4 years, what have I done? And I looked at this list, and I was like, that didn't work. So you have to do something different. And so I started January thinking to myself, you wanted for the last 4 years to be a 5-star elite coach. You wanted to be, in the top 100, all these things, and it hasn't worked. Then you got to do something different, right? You can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. And that's exactly why I wrote that list of things that I was doing, because I knew what I was doing wasn't working, and I had to change things. And so I had to visualize. I didn't just think about it. I actually had to visualize. Emily, you're only sending, the 10 invites a day, or you're only relying on your coach for trainings, and you're only, it was all of these things that I knew I had to change if I wanted more. And because it hadn't worked for me for the last 4 years, why was it going to work for me in this 5th year? It doesn't just magically happen. You have to work for it. We all know that. And so that's when I I really had to have like a pep talk with myself and a heart to heart, really. And I thought to myself, and my quote for this year and for my team, and if you're at Summit, you heard it, is if you kind of sort of try, you kind of sort of get results. All right, like write that down and stick it in front of your face so you see it every single day. Because honestly, it's like what gets me out of bed when I don't feel like working or even working out. When I don't feel like doing anything, I think to myself, well, this is the most you're going to get out of this if this is all you do. And another one of my favorite quotes, I'm a quote person, is don't let them work harder than you. So there's days that I want to be lazy and I'd rather watch Bachelor in Paradise instead of send my invites or whatever. But I think to myself, there's someone out there that's working harder than I am, and I cannot let them if I have big goals. Okay. And so if I were you, I'd write those two things down because they're what I started my year with and what have like really helped me get through this year. It's a huge mindset shift. So my first tip, and it might sound so silly and simple to you guys, but I promise it works, is double everything. Okay. And what I mean like by that is double every goal that you have. And so at the beginning of this year, I told myself, I was like, okay, I want to be 5-star elite. And then again, I wrote down everything that I was doing. I was like, well, if you want something different, you got to do something different. So why are you going for 5-star elite? Why not 10-star elite? And I'll never forget, my coach is Ashley Moll's dad, and she posted on our team page, like January, February, I can't remember. She said, I want to hear your goals for this year. And I wrote, I want to be 10-star elite. And at this time I was diamond. And I remember thinking to myself, like, she's going to think I'm so crazy because I've worked, I've been a coach for 4 years and still been achieved 5-star elite. What makes me think that I'm going to be 10-star elite? And it was in that moment that I was like, well, you're doubling everything now. You're not going to settle, and you're going to work twice as hard because 1, Ashley thinks you're crazy probably now, and 2, you can't settle. So I went from wanting to be 5-star elite to 10-star elite. I doubled everything as far as Success Club goes. Even, I'm not kidding, it was in January, I texted Ashley, my coach, and I said, my goal for January is to hit Success Club 100. And she said, oh, that's cool. She's great about tough love. That's cool. That's because you think and you know that you can get there. So double it. And I was like, shoot, you're right. So I doubled it to 200. That month I hit like 167. And I'm telling you, I don't say that to brag. I tell you that because I know for a fact that if my goal would have stayed at SC 100, there's no way I would have gotten to SC 167 because I would have sat at 100 and been like, cool, and then cruise, because that's just how my mentality was prior years. But I made that decision in January that I was going to double everything that I did, whether it's my recruitment, my Success Club, my invites, my trainings that I do, my Star Diamond, whatever. I was going to double everything. And so if your goal right now, if you're on this call and your goal is to hit Success Club 5, you're wrong. Like you cannot make your goal Success Club 5 because that's as hard as you're going to work. Right? If you make a goal that scares the crap out of you, that you tell someone about, and you're going to like do whatever you can to get there, right? But Success Club 5 isn't that scary. So Success Club 10 and 20, double everything. That is my first and foremost. That's how I started my year. And I encourage you to do that as well. So another thing that I learned this year was, I wouldn't say learned, but made the decision on this year was I needed to stop waiting, and this is very important. I needed to stop waiting for my coach to do things for me. I can't tell you how many DMs I get a day of people saying, my upline doesn't have the training that you do, and my upline doesn't offer this that you do, and blah, blah, blah. Can I switch teams? And I never allow that because I personally believe you can make it happen on your own. Do not, like your upline doesn't owe you anything, all right? Like I know firsthand, my upline is great, but she didn't have an upline, and she now is number 1 in the company and has made this work, okay? So stop waiting for your upline to do it. My coach last year had a baby, and so she was going through a lot, and then it was January. I was like, we need like a training, and we, you know, like I keep getting the same questions from my coaches. I need something. And I had to sit back and be like, if you need it, then just do it yourself. Like, don't wait for Ashley to do it for you. And so it was in January that I made the decision on my own as a diamond coach, nothing special yet. Like wasn't a 15-star diamond, nothing. That I made the decision that I was going to do this training and make it myself. And luckily, when I brought up the idea to her, she was on board and she did it with me. And so, like, I really encourage you to, if your team doesn't have the training you want, then make it yourself. If your team doesn't have, quarterly diamond trainings, then do it yourself. Take initiative and don't wait for your coach to do it, because that might not get you anywhere fast, right? And another thing is I really had to think, because I was someone that relied so much on my coach, especially in the beginning. It was like all these questions and all that. And so I was like, I have to take initiative and figure things out on my own. And so I decided to come up with like my own little trainings. And so first of all, Ashley and I in January put together like this 15-day training. I know people are going to ask about what it is. It's just honestly a video series that we made. We split up the videos, so simple, follow-ups, invites, mindset, all of that, in like 8-minute videos a day. And we put it on Thinkific, and that's just like a free website. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy. Honestly, it was like the most thrown together thing, but we get such great feedback on it and our team loves it. So I encourage you to do that too. Take what you know and just put it into a training, and someone will benefit from it, right? So this is a very popular subject that I get is my Push to Emerald calls. And this is something I took initiative on myself too, and didn't wait for my upline to create for me, even though I wanted to, and because we feel like when we have an upline that they know everything and they, like I said, owe this to us, but they don't. And so I had this aha moment this year when I had a new coach come to me and she goes, Emerald, that's easy. I can get there in 24 hours. And when she said that, I thought to myself, well, why can't everyone? Because you're so right. It's your spouse plus, a friend. And so I started doing these Push to Emerald calls. And I'll get more into that in a second. But this topic that they kind of wanted me to talk about was how I gained confidence. And the best way to put it is when I started to do more and when I started to actually be a leader, I started to gain confidence. Imagine that. Like when I started to put in more effort into my business, I became more confident in what I was doing. And like, just to give you an idea, this started way back. I would make leaderboards when there was only 3 people on it, and I would shout them out publicly. I would do trainings in my team page, even if I never even got a like. But it's so funny because I look back at these trainings that I did, and I would not get any likes, but I acted like I was getting hundreds. Like I showed up still. I showed up in my team page. If you're on this and you don't have a team page, you need to make one today. Because even if it's just a team of 1 or a team of 2, you need a team page. And you just gotta fake it till you make it, I guess. It kind of cracks me up because I don't know how it really happened for me. Like I don't know what made me want to show up when people weren't showing up for me. But I did it. And so I really encourage you guys to do the same. Oh, I love your all's comments. So sweet. Actually, one of my favorite things that I've been told is actually from Amy Silverman. And she told my coach this. Well, no, she didn't tell my coach this, but she heard it at like a training or something. Sorry, I'm turning this down because I'm getting hot. And she said, Amy said this, she said, when I was a team of 1, I acted like I could sell out a stadium. So you have to fake it till you make it. And it's so funny to me too. I got a DM probably like a couple weeks ago, and one girl was like, it's so refreshing to see that a top coach like you once was only getting 10 likes on photos. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's such a good point. And I went back and looked on my Instagram and Facebook and all that. And sure enough, like when I started my 80-day obsession journey, I was only getting like 20 likes on photos. But I posted and I showed up acting like I was getting thousands, and I was not. Sorry, I'm thirsty. You guys are so sweet. Okay, so anyways, but it didn't just happen overnight. Like it took lots of consistency. And it's something that I have done from the beginning, but I have gotten more confident since I finished my fitness journey. Not finished, but got my results with 80-day. And one of my good friends actually said, this just goes back to faking it to making it, said to me probably about 6 months ago, she said, Emily, it's so crazy. I used to watch your live videos on your Facebook of my like hair tutorials or whatever. She's like, you talked and you had confidence. Like there was hundreds of people that were watching your video when maybe there were 10. And you know, you just have to keep showing up, even if the people aren't showing up for you, even if the likes aren't there, even if the engagement's not there, the DMs, whatever, you have to show up because one day they'll show up for you. Okay. All right. Sorry, I have my notes. So what's going to happen too, when you show up every single day and you start getting results and you show up in people's news feeds, you're going to start gaining trust. That is so important. And I feel like once you start gaining trust from people, you start gaining confidence. Because, like, I honestly felt like this year I had so much confidence in who I am, who I was, and who, like, the programs, especially 80-day, because it changed my life, that if people didn't join me, sucks for them. Like, just to put it that way, like, that is their problem, not mine. On to the next person, because I know how life-changing these programs can be and how life-changing this coaching opportunity can be, that I do not take one no for an answer, and I don't take no's and let them defeat me. And I'm not going to lie, this month, we all know August is a hard month. This has been the hardest month of the year for me. And I could easily throw myself a pity party. But I tell myself that the seeds I'm planting today are going to pay off, and these people that are telling me no are going to come back no matter what. Because I'm going to keep showing up in their newsfeed. I'm not going to give up. Like, I'm not going to stop posting because they're telling me no. I'm going to keep showing up and staying consistent in their newsfeed, and they're going to come back. So now I just really feel like when, you know, this year, like, a lot of people don't even think twice about joining, because I am portraying these programs and this business as the best thing ever, that they don't even think otherwise, right? I used to be so afraid to reply to people when they had objections or a hater even, but I'm like, I'm so confident in this that I don't care. But that confidence doesn't come just naturally, right? I started gaining more confidence once I really saw for myself what these programs could do. And so, but that took me, and you guys know my story, but, well, most of you do, but that took me really doing a program from start to finish, not kind of sort of doing it, because again, if you kind of sort of try, you kind of sort of get results, but showing up consistently every single day, showing people what day 1 looked like to day 80 for me, showing what it looks like to be at Disney World on 80-day obsession. The rock star on my team, one of the rock stars on my team, joined me because I showed her that I could do 80-day at Disney World. Okay, so you just have to show up no matter what. And with that, you're going to get results, and you're going to gain trust from your followers, which then equals confidence. And like I said, it's not just some people are born with confidence. I know that I wasn't. I'm actually naturally an introvert, and you could say I was very insecure growing up, but if Beachbody has given me anything, it's the confidence to really be okay with who I am, you know, and show every part of that. I don't hide anything on social media. People on my social media know everything about me, and that's pretty cool, because I don't know any other job that would allow me to be completely 100 silly, you know, myself, and be successful. Taylor's getting to my next point. Taylor is on my team, another rock star on my team, who she said, and that confidence trickles down to your downline. That's actually what I have. It says it ripples down to my team. That's the next note I have. That's so funny. Because it's true. Like, when you act like this is the best thing in the world, because it is, your team is going to see that and want to be a part of that. Well, originally want to be a part of it. And then they're never going to want to give up because they see what it takes. I mean, what's happened for you. So just know from the very beginning, like, how important it is to be a product of the product. And that's something that I like preach to my team. I have people that message me all the time and want to join my team. And I don't start the conversation with, okay, so this is what you're going to do as a coach. I say, okay, what program do you want to start your journey with? I will not take anyone on my team unless they tell me what program they're going to start their journey with, because I have seen firsthand how important it is to be a product of the product, right? So why would I allow someone to not do that, like, and join my team? Thank you, Grace. So that's a tip I can give, is do not just take anyone and everyone. Be picky about who you allow on your team and make sure that they know how important it is to be a product of the product. So, all right, I feel like this is the meat of the call. I just went through and talked about mindset and stuff. But now you guys are probably wondering, like, how the heck did I create, I think I have 22 personally sponsored diamonds now, and being a diamond coach in March. So I'm going to go through my top tips. Sorry, if I like take a second to breathe. Excuse me. All of y'all know for the most part that I'm pregnant, and I'm very nauseous right now. So I'm like putting a lot of effort into making sure that I can end this call. So let's just be totally upfront. Okay, thank you. I have like crackers right here, and I'm about to like eat them, but I'm going to refrain. Okay, so how the heck did I create so many diamonds? And I just want to like start, but with like, I feel like my team, and maybe if some of my teammates are watching this, if you guys comment, that would be great, and tell me what you feel like has really helped. But for me, I feel like it's like a matter of fact. Like, my team doesn't come into this kind of sort of wanting to try, because they've seen what happened with me going all in. And so they want what's next constantly. And so for me, it's kind of like a matter of fact. Like, you're going to be a diamond on the team. You're going to be a star diamond. You're going to be a superstar. Like, you can ask any of the girls on my team, and they all believe they can be a superstar diamond coach. Like, there's no doubt. I mean, they do have doubts. We all do. But they believe it because they've seen me achieve it. So I had to really this year take initiative myself with not only my personal business, but my coach's business too. And what that means is I had to basically personally reach out to, gosh, this is like really hard. Like struggling. I almost said no to this because I'm like so unpredictable. I might just eat a cracker. This is like the most unprofessional thing I've ever done in my life. I'm losing my train of thought because I'm like just so nauseous right now. But, so I was taking an initiative. And so if I saw like a rock star under one of my personally sponsored coaches, I would reach out to them personally. I would not wait for them to join a call or for them to, come to me or go to their coach. I took initiative and went and found them on my own. And so I personally would reach out to them, and they loved that. That's something that I've learned, is that when you are, at the top of your downline and you're a top coach, and you reach out to someone that may not even be an emerald yet, that means a lot to them. And so I would reach out to them and find out about their goals, invite them to our team calls and our Push to Emerald calls, which I am going to get into right now, because these have been like I think a huge game changer. I'm moving this. I'm so sorry. Beachbody's going to watch this and be like, this girl. Okay. If it's not Miss Goose interrupting, it's this new one. So, okay. Anyways. Yeah, you guys are so nice. I'm taking Cephalalgia, but it's not working. So here we are. Thank you for your patience. This is not what I anticipated. So anyways, these Push to Emerald calls are gold. I love them. I started them on my own. I came up with it. And like I said at the beginning of the call, I said I had someone come to me and say I could get to Emerald in 24 hours. And I said, duh, everyone can. So I started doing these. And what I do them every 2 weeks. And now I've partnered up with my upline and we do it together every 2 weeks. And I honestly started out so unprofessional. It was just like thrown together. It'd be like a Monday. I'd be like, tomorrow at 6 p.m. we're going to do this call, because I was looking at what my team needed, and I would do these calls especially when we're running for Superstar. I'm like, oh shoot, we need, this person be Emerald, this person be Emerald. So I would do these calls at like the drop of a hat. And now we're a little more organized and we do them every 2 weeks. But at the beginning it wasn't. So keep that in mind. It doesn't have to be some fancy put together, training. Just know it just has to be something. In the past, I would run like these Emerald groups, like a week long, but honestly, it should not take a week to be Emerald. Some it does, so it's okay, but realistically, we can get to Emerald in 24 hours. So why am I giving them a whole week of training when I could tell them in 30 minutes how it can be done? And so like my key to this is I was making Emerald sound so cool. Like, well, I still am, but I make Emerald sound like the coolest thing ever, because honestly, it is. It's like, it's the first stepping stone of your business. It's a confidence booster, and some coaches don't even get there, so they don't realize the benefits. And so I get on this call and I will just tell them, how they get the leads and how they can earn the trips and, cycle bonuses and all of that. And I just talk to them. And then at the end of the call, I always have a call to action. And so I say, we are not getting off this call until you think of your 2 people that you will sign up. And one, I know not everyone does this, but I encourage a spouse to be one of your coaches. And so I have them think of their 2 people. And then as soon as we get off this call, our Zoom call, I have them message their upline who their 2 people are. And I would have people that weren't even my personally sponsored message me, which is great because it adds a sense of like a more personal connection with people that just aren't your personally sponsored. And these people know that like I'm going to celebrate them and they're not just another number in my downline. And I had people that maybe took 2 weeks to get to Emerald, which is totally fine, but they'd come back to me 2 weeks later and know that I was going to celebrate them. And that would happen. They would come, Emily, I'm Emerald. And then I would celebrate them and then so on. So that has been like a huge part. We all know recognition is one of the vital behaviors, and personal recognition has shown to really work for me this year. Obviously, I will shout them out on Thursdays once the rank advancement happens, but knowing that they can come to me and I'm going to be excited for them is huge. And so don't underestimate that at all. But with these Emerald calls, that's when I would go personally invite people, even if they weren't my personally sponsored coach. I would look in my downline and be like, okay, this girl is 1 Emerald away from Diamond, so I'm going to invite everyone that's under her to this Emerald call personally. I want to wait for Taylor, who's their coach, to go do it. I would go do it, 1, so that, we all know your coach can say all these amazing things, but as soon as someone else does it, you listen. So that's kind of what I was thinking this year. And that's why I went and took initiative myself. So I encourage you guys to make these Emerald calls, Push to Emerald calls. Make Emerald sound cool and simple, because if you make it sound hard, they're going to think it's hard. Just like with Diamond. If you make Diamond sound hard, your team will never hit Diamond because they're going to think it's hard. And these Push to Emerald calls kind of created and still have an Emerald factory. And so that way my team is constantly creating emeralds, and it trickles down to my downline too. So it's not just me creating emeralds, my downline is as well. And it has really, really worked. So another thing I have done is I do just quarterly diamond trainings, and they're nothing crazy special. I do it with my coach and a few of our friends. And so, if your coach isn't doing that, take initiative and do it yourself. But we just do, it's like a 6-week training, and we just do like social media training in there, and we each take a week, and we have our topics and guest speakers and all of that. So that's just another thing. But I don't know, like I have some diamonds come out of that, but for the most part, they're pretty trickled throughout the year. So it's not, I don't think one thing, but I feel like a huge game changer for me this year has been the push to emerald calls for sure. Okay, my last thing, it's amazing how much a little bit of a cracker helps. Okay, my last thing that has really helped me this year and creating diamonds is success pods. And this is something that, again, personal recognition, more of a personal connection with people has helped. Oh, Kelly, you said, are those one-on-one calls or in small groups? They're a Zoom call, so it's just everyone is invited. Sometimes there's 20 on the call or 50. We just open it up to the whole downline. So anyways, I do these success pods, and I started this probably in February or March. And what I would do, I don't just throw people in pods and text them. And I personally don't think you should have more than 5 to 7 people in a text pod, because then it just gets crazy. So I took initiative. I went through my downline, and I would look at my coaches. This is when I had literally no personally sponsored diamonds. And I would look, and I would pay more attention to my downline, and I'd be like, okay, these girls all are hitting success club, but for some reason they're not setting coaches. The 7 of them go in this success pod. So it's a text strand. These girls all have emeralds, but not enough coaches. They're going to go in this text strand. Or these people have all their coaches, but no emeralds, and they're going to go in this text strand, all right? And so I probably have, about 3 going on at a time. And I try to remake these pods every quarter. And I just add people in as I see them, depending on their goals. If they have made it known that their goal is diamond or whatever, I don't just put people in there if they don't want it. I want to make sure that they want it first. So, I think that has been a huge game changer in the sense of actually picking the people and not just throwing whoever. And so in these groups, I'll just it's accountability. And honestly, I'm not going to lie. Some of these fall flat on their face. Some of these groups, no one responds. And then other ones are just on fire. And that really helped when we were pushing for Superstar as well, because I had these pods, and the girls were just feeding off of each other, and it was the best thing in the world. So, and now they're all best friends. So anyways, it's just a great place for me to, hey, who wants to get on a call right now? Who needs help? Who is going to be diamond on Thursday or whatever. I would just communicate with them. Or if we had a push to emerald call, ladies, we're going to have a push to emerald call, invite 3 people, report back when you have. Or last night we had a power hour. So I'd be like, hey, you guys, we're going to have a power hour. See you guys in 20 minutes or whatever. So it's just I personally feel Facebook is just, we all have a million groups we're a part of and notifications that things just get lost, and it kind of takes the personal touch out of things. And so these pods create more of a personal relationship with my team and my coaches. And that's, I feel like I said, it gets less personal when you're having 20 people or even 10 people in these text strands. So keeping it around 5 to 7 has been helpful. And actually just last night, I posted in my team page a document, because I want people to be able to team up with who they want as well. Kind of a group of 5 success partners. So we made a document, and I made slots of 5 to 7, and they could put their name and number, and we'll make a pod for them, kind of thing. So just because when your team gets bigger, it's harder to keep track of everyone. So that was like, yeah, that was a huge game changer for me, was the pods and the Push to Emerald calls. I would say probably like my top tips for getting so many personally sponsored diamonds, but then also just mindset. Like I said at the beginning of this, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. So if you're watching this video and looking at me and thinking that will never be me, then you're right. It will never be you. But if you get out of that mindset and think, well, why the heck not me? Like, why not? Even if, you're a brand new coach or you're sitting at Emerald right now, just know it's possible. All right.
Uh-oh. Sorry, I can't get out of this. Let's see. Here we go. I think the pod is actually text, phone text. So instead of Facebook, which it would be up to whoever were in the pod, however you wanted to communicate. Do you want it to be text? Is it easier for you to just text? Or is it something you want to get on Facebook in a Facebook message? I think she was referring to text, like physical text. So all kinds of ideas, right? I love, again, the Push to Emerald. Again, if you are wanting to grow your business and your coaches are wanting to grow their business, there's no reason why we can't help them get to Emerald and then help those coaches get to Emerald and then help those kids all the way down, right? It's 2 people per person, and then organically, your team will just organically grow to superstar, right? It's so cool. I mean, it's small. It's small. Instead of thinking about the big, crazy pictures, thinking about the small picture. It's less overwhelming. But the success pods is something I would love to pursue too, if you guys want to do that. So I don't know if you want to decide who you want in your pod, or if you want me to go and look at different things like rank and numbers and stuff like that and see who should be paired. It's up to you. I mean, think about it. Cool, Brooke. What else? I love the goal of doubling everything. I'm guilty of saying just get to SC 10 or 20 every month and be fine. I know sometimes I'll hit the goal and I'm like, oh, well, I'm not going to talk to that person until the first of the month because I already, you know what I mean? Like, why? I mean, oh, gosh. And I love that she's been a coach for 5 years. It's not like, a lot of coaches like run out of the gate and they're like the top coaches in like 2 seconds. And she's been around for a long time. So, and she was sitting in the same spot and she just took, I don't know, I just think that's phenomenal. And I think that with all of us on this call who have been around for a while, or those of you who haven't and just recently joined us, it's whatever you want, right? It's whatever you want for you or for your team. And there's a mindset thing. So, Jillian, you weren't on earlier when I was thanking you for all that you've been doing recently for this revamp of the sneak peek. So thank you for your ideas and brainstorming, and soon to be video with Christian helping with that. So thank you. Anything else you guys take away from that? Again, I know she wasn't live. Sometimes it's hard to get people live, but getting the same content of them, sharing the same thing if they were actually live. So, anybody have anything else? Anything you want to?
Hey, Natalie, I have a question, and I want to try and phrase it in such a way that's really positive. I don't want it to come away as negative. So let me preface that. I guess my question, something she said really threw me for a bit of a loop. So she was diamond when she made the decision to go like 15-star lead or whatever. But she set her goal as SC 100, and then she set her goal as SC 200. And that freaks me out as a coach that really struggles to hit, SC10. And I said to Chris, like, to get to 167 or whatever, SC 130, that's 65 sales that you're making. You're closing 2 sales a day. You must be talking to 650 people a month. And so I'm trying to figure out in my head how that's possible and how these people are hitting those numbers, because it seems so out of scope, like out of possibility, but I want to believe it's possible, and clearly it is if people are doing it. So can we just sort of chat that out, because the numbers are so outrageous.
Yeah, I know. It's funny too, because some coaches are just like, some of the top coaches are like, look, I hit maybe 20, and some are just adamant on being like obscene like that, like 200. Like that is like Tulin, she's one of those who's like, every month I have to be like 200 points. It's whatever your goal is. If it freaks you out, like, don't, you know what I mean? Seriously, because I think the most I've ever hit was like 40, and I'm going on 6 years. And I mean, I work hard, and I talk to a lot of people. But, okay, so Diana said, okay, so Ashley says she actually hires someone to handle the messages. That's maybe I would not be able to unleash that control, but that's one thing, some people are fine with that. I don't know. It would make me nervous to know what somebody's actually saying, who I'm hiring, what they're actually saying. So I want it to be more personal, but I don't know. That's a good question. And again, they probably are, like she said, she doubles everything. So she was talking to maybe 5 a day. She's probably talking to 25 per day. You know what I mean? Like, she's just doubling everything.
Can I say something?
Of course.
She doesn't randomly just go find somebody. There's actually people out there that their job is for like coaches and other MLMs, that when they get, they get big and they have thousands of people that they talk to. There's people out there that actually have that job, that will go out there and talk to people. So it's not like she's just like, that's how she explained it. There's people out there. I see them in advertisements, that there's people that you can hire to chat for people for you. So that's what she does. Because I wondered the same thing myself, is like, how do you only do this for an hour or 2 a day, but you're talking to this many people? I mean, that's just overwhelming. But yeah, she said that they hire people to do it for them, because she wouldn't be able to handle it.
Yeah, that's my big thing. Is the thing that freaks me out more than anything is trying to juggle that many conversations at one time. That's where my freak out comes, is trying to figure out, how do I remember who I was talking to, where we're at. It freaks me out. Sorry.
That might be, trying to think. Sometimes when we have events, and obviously that flash sale, that was a great way of talking to the masses. You know what I mean? Not saying throwing everybody in one spot, but actually in the Snoop groups too. It's just exposing people that way versus having the conversation. Can I just add you to this group? Can I just add you to this group? Can I just add you to this group? Go through it, and you know what I mean? Like the Snoop groups or even events. The flash sale was amazing with that aspect. Okay, so we're asking about success partners. I don't think a lot of people on the team have success partners. If you guys want to do that, or if you guys want to do pod on top of Success Partners, that sort of thing, just let me know what y'all want to do.
I like the ideas of the pods of doing like maybe 4 or 5 people, and that way we can all bounce, you know, ideas and stuff off of each other.
You know, I remember the Team Cup, and that's when Heather was actively up on my upline. And we had 5 people. It was a Team Cup. So it was basically the same concept. It was a pod. It was a group. And for that whole month, it was bouncing ideas, what's working. And that's the month we all hit diamond. We all had Success Club 35. And it was because we were together, really just, yeah, it was amazing. So I think it's the same concept, but both compliment each other. Wow, you have that one person go to. Yes. Cool. Anything else? I know there's a lot, a lot to soak in, a lot to think about. It might be something you want to go back again. Like I watched this video earlier in the week, and I with Jillian, I talked about it briefly, and I was like, I'm gonna make it our team call because there's so many amazing nuggets in it that I could watch it again and be like, God, there's so much to take away from it. Do the little mini team challenges, you guys. Okay, yeah. So those are going well. That's good. Cool. Yeah, I think anytime you run a challenge, it's fun to have other people do it with you.
It makes it much easier and much more manageable when you have more than one of you doing that, because otherwise you're running so much and you're trying to keep track of so much. So it's nice to have other people to do that with. So.
Well,
And really, you guys.
What did you say?
Wish me luck tomorrow.
Yay! I'm so excited for you.
My Fit Club starts tomorrow, so one will be Wednesday nights and one will be Friday nights. I'm going to do 21-day fix on Wednesday nights and do yoga 3-week yoga retreat on Friday nights. So, and I'm getting tons and tons of people, or not tons and tons, but I'm getting lots of feedback from it of people that are wanting to come and do both nights. So I'm really, really excited.
Oh, cool. I'm so happy for you. That's such a great outlet. I mean, that's such a great way to just get out there. And you have that facility. I mean, right? Oh my gosh. That's a dream.
I know. Yeah.
Good.
I'm going to take Shakeology with me, Shakeology packets, and beach bars. So.
You should get some little packets of Energize too.
I know. I need to get some.
Yeah, so the 3-day refresh, great, because I know that Jesse was giving me a hard time because we just finished the Live 4, and I'm like, dude, I've been traveling. I've been all over the place. I got my birthday coming up. And then I'm going to South Carolina. Like, I need something outside of, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, 3 refresh. So for those of you who do want to do it with us, we have a few doing it, and I have a few people that signed up today. So it's just, I love it. I don't love it necessarily on day 2, but I love the end, the end effect. For some reason, day 2 is a struggle. Like day 1's fine. Day 3 is like, it's almost over. Day 2 is like, am I ever going to get over this? But yeah, anyway, I know we're running a little bit over. Well, no, we're not. We're almost a little bit over. So I know this call was a lot. It was a lot to take in. So if you want to talk in a chat, or if you want to post on the team page, or anything that you have thoughts, comments, questions, ideas, I mean, seriously, like, let's brainstorm together again. We're revamping the sneak peek, which is going to be so different than we've been doing before. So if you have any ideas, we're going to do a test run Sunday around 7:30 Eastern, and then live at 8. So once you see it, if you have any ideas, to go on top of it, or again, we need to get the video of our team on top of that. So I know there's a lot of things going on. It's all over the place, but we're moving in great direction and just a lot of momentum. So the videos would be great. I know we had said tonight, and whoa, we probably won't have it by Sunday for the first go round. So why don't we say a week from today? What do you think, Jill? Is that good? Okay. That gives everybody a lot of time, but not too much time. Is that good? Okay. All right.
Because when he made us redo it in landscape, I had already taken my freaking makeup off. It's like, damn it.
I know all about that. Oh my gosh. Anytime I'm like that to go live, I'm like,
I'm so sorry about that. I said to him, I was like, don't you dare make them redo it. We didn't give that parameter at the beginning. And he's like, it's going to be better if they do. So I'm so sorry.
well, we'd rather it be the perfect product at the end versus,
Yeah,
it,
but good. That gives me more time so I can put makeup on again and redo it.
and Jesse's too shy. Jesse's too shy to make a video, so he's just going to do it on audio. Where'd Jen go? Is she behind you? Hopefully. Okay, let's go ahead and get our team picture, and we'll just bounce off ideas from this call. Because I know there she is. Okay, Susie, do you want your picture on? There you go. Okay, cool. Yay, we're all on. All right, you guys, on 3. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you guys again for getting on tonight. I hope that this was beneficial. Again, I know there's a lot of information, a lot of ideas, but I'm excited about where we're going because nothing changes, nothing changes. So we're changing some things. All right. Y'all have an amazing rest of the night, and I'll see you later. Love you guys.